So, what if an artist just appeared, and instead of dropping an album, they dropped an entire universe? That's what we're diving into today. We're going to try and decode Shadow Eve, a project that is so much more than just a bunch of songs. It's a mystery, it's a mythology, and it kind of makes you rethink what music can even be. First, just get a load of the scale here. We're talking about a period between late 2024 and early 2025. In about 4 months, over 100 songs just appeared. I mean, that's not just prolific. That is an absolute flood of music that immediately makes you ask a pretty simple question.
Right? Is it one person, a whole group of people? Is it something else? This gigantic library of music is pretty much the only clue we have. Okay, let's get into it.
So our investigation really has to start with that first impression, just the mind-boggling amount of music that showed up online, almost out of nowhere. You know, if you just glanced at the song titles, you'd probably think you've got it figured out. You see names like Electric Pulse, Move Your Body, and you think, okay, high-energy dance music. Got it. And yeah, a lot of it is exactly that, just pure, fun electronic anthems. But that is barely scratching the surface. So let's move beyond that initial beat. Because when you actually start to listen, like really listen, and you read the lyrics, the whole picture gets way more complex. I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's wild. On one hand, you get the pure, raw energy of no rules, just heat. It's all impulse, all speed. But then, in the same catalog, you find a song like When Petals Fall, which is this incredibly poetic, kind of sad exploration of a complicated relationship. These two ideas feel like they come from completely different planets, let alone the same artist. So yeah, this is way more than just an artist who likes to switch up genres. The insane range in the tone, the style, and the emotional depth, that's our first big clue that there's a much bigger plan at work here. This isn't just a playlist, it's a world.
And you know, like any good universe, this one is built on some really big ideas. The more you listen, the more you start to notice these huge recurring themes bubbling up through all the noise.
And these aren't just, random words that pop up. They are the actual pillars holding this entire project together. Suddenly, a song about dancing is also about freedom. A track about love is also about traveling across the cosmos. It's all connected.
This line right here, it just perfectly captures the sheer ambition we're talking about. This isn't about, personal empowerment. The lyrics are constantly reaching for this godlike, cosmic level of power, this desire to literally reshape reality itself.
And a lot of times, that power is framed as this massive act of rebellion. The music is just filled with these images of breaking systems, shattering code, and freeing yourself from whatever holds you back, to the point where you become the new authority. Okay, so let's go another layer deeper. Because beyond these big themes, Shadow Eve is building a really specific, really detailed mythology. It's a whole universe with its own history, its own characters, and its own unique language. Take the binary gods, for instance. This isn't just a cool-sounding phrase, it's a whole concept inside this lore. They're basically digital deities, beings born from code that can literally rebuild the universe. That tells you right away that we're in a world where tech and divinity are the same thing. Then you have the Genesis Shudder. This character is the perfect embodiment of that rebellion theme we were just talking about. By breaking the code that created them, they don't just get free, they become the new system, a whole new beginning. And ideas like the quantum mirror just push things into even stranger territory. Now we're talking about reshaping not just space, but time and the soul itself, with digital angels to guide the way. It's this amazing blend of science fiction and something almost spiritual. So what's the point of all this? Well, all these terms, these characters, these themes, they're all pointing in the same direction. Every single song is like a piece of a puzzle, a little fragment of one giant story being told across hundreds of tracks.
Which brings us to the final layer, the absolute heart of this whole mystery, the core idea that seems to be driving the entire Shadow Eve project. What's the point of building this whole universe?
So, we've seen how all these songs come together to describe a pretty consistent world, with its own rules and its own stories. But the final reveal, the big twist, is a step beyond even that. See, in the universe of Shadow Eve, music isn't background noise. It's not just entertainment. It is the fundamental force of creation. It is the code that reality itself is written in. The music is the world. This one line from Area Universalis just says it all. The music is being presented as the act of creation itself, a soul, a universe, a reality that's being handed over to the listener. Shadow Eve isn't just telling us a story, the whole project is making the case that creating music is world-building. So Shadow Eve is way more than just a mystery artist. It's this huge, sprawling project that explores power, rebellion, and the cosmos. But I think the biggest thing is, it's a powerful statement about art itself, that every song, every story, every little thing we create is a universe just waiting for someone to listen.